Hey guys, sorry about the mess behind me. I live in a small apartment and I have a lot of stuff. Uh, so I just got out of the shower, so my hair is still kind of wet. And I had just I just taken a shower. I'd been sick for the past few days, just like a respiratory virus. It wasn't COVID. I went to the doctor, um, and like I said, I've been really struggling with the anxiety these past few weeks. Just high anxiety, and while I was taking a shower about 20 minutes ago. I was washing up, I shaved and all that, and brushed my teeth. And while I was in the shower, just out of nowhere, I had heart palpitations and um, fast heart rate, and I got dizzy. And I'm just now starting to kind of come down to it, but I was like right at the brink of a panic attack. And I don't know, I just thought I'd let you guys know. Um, it's just really difficult to go through. Um, just like it's like I don't want to say discouraging because I know that I don't expect to never have a panic attack again, but it's like all the things you learn only goes so far. You know what I mean in terms of your coping and stuff like that. So it kind of sucks in that aspect. And I guess I'm just tired of dealing with it, because just your subconscious just takes over and worries. Is it some sort of actual chronic issue that I deal with, that I'm dealing with, and not anxiety, kind of those what if scenarios. Um, and I just kind of fell off track on recovery too because, well, I don't know why. I don't know, I got into a slump mentally and I just, you know, started vaping again, which I'm really disappointed about because I had quit for a good amount of time. Um, I haven't been working out as much. I did a few leg days, but I just feel like tired and exhausted mentally and emotionally. Um, so I'm just looking for motivation, and I know you know when you're not motivated, motivation doesn't just come to you, but you gotta like do stuff. But it makes it really hard when you just feel just totally exhausted and anxious at the same time. And you could probably hear it in my voice still. Um, it's just when you're anxious, it's like you just don't want to do anything because anything that makes your heart rate go up, and it's such a subliminal thing. Like you could consciously know that it's just normal anxiety, but subconscious is way louder in your head, and you just kind of end up staying in your safe bubble, and I'm slowly starting to see that pattern of me going back to that again. Uh, so it's a good thing I caught it, I suppose. But yeah, I was thinking about going for a walk. Um, it's really cold. I don't really look forward to it, but it's good to get out. It's a day after that blizzard. Um, no, sorry, 2 days since the blizzard. I've got a lot of snow, almost like 2 feet of snow, and it was actually a record set. The most snow that fell in one day since I can't remember, like the 50s or something like that. 1950 something. I can't remember, but it was a long time uh, ago. Where the last record was for most snowfall in a day, um, here in Illinois. But anyways, yeah, that's what I've been going through, and I'm currently still just trying to calm down. I actually took a clonazepam before I got in the shower, which is so it had already kind of kicked in a little bit before my anxiety came up. I feel like if I did hadn't taken a pill before, then I probably would have had a panic attack. So I've been dealing a lot with depression and anxiety, and I talked a bit about it in my last video. Just been in this really dark place, feel very alone and cold and distant from people. It's really hard to describe. It's like I said, it's like this kind of numbness that I feel. I felt it several times in my life. It comes and goes in waves, you know. And as I talked about in the last video as well, a lot of it comes down to the fear of death. When I had that experience where I had my first panic attack, I was convinced I was having a heart attack, and I was totally convinced that I was going to die that day. And since that day, it really kind of put things into perspective, made me realize how short life is, and it really honestly kind of scares me. I mean, it's like a light from a match. As soon as it's started, it goes out. In the grand scheme of things, you know, it's just a flicker of light. And you know, I ponder on if I'm spending my time well enough, or if I'm good enough, you know. And it's hard to tackle. You know, death feels like this black void of just the idea of it, of just fading away, terrifies me. Now, I remember as a kid, even, that I remember sitting in my room thinking about what happens after you die and things like that. And so I think there's even this fear of death was deeply rooted even as a kid. Like, I spent an abnormal long time, especially at night when I laid in bed, thinking about what happens after you die. And I think that panic attack that I had when I thought I was dying of a heart attack really brought that to the surface. I was never really that aware of it until then. And I know I'm certainly not alone in this fear, the fear of death. I think it's a very human thing. You know, I think that's why so many people choose spiritual paths, to find that sort of purpose in life. And I guess I'm looking for mine. But I don't consider myself a spiritual person. You know, so it's a lot harder for me to find that comfort in death, so to speak. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm just saying I don't have a good reason to believe it. With death anxiety, it just fills you with hopelessness and despair and just really dark feelings. And as I peel back the layers of my life and kind of look inward, I see a lot of patterns from when I was a kid. Just I had similar thought patterns. It just wasn't as pronounced until that experience with the panic attack. Then I think as I got older, you know, I realized that I'm getting closer and closer to that time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still young, but it's just kind of hard to swallow. That's where my depression kicks in. I feel like I need to do so much more in my life. But as I thought about it on this walk, I think it's our mortality that gives us value. Because when we're gone, you know, that's it. And there's only one you. And that makes you special and unique, because there'll never be another you. The Mona Lisa is probably worth billions and billions of dollars, but it was probably worth not very much money at all during the time Da Vinci was alive when he made it. And the reason why, you know, it's worth so much today is because Da Vinci's gone. And there will never be another Mona Lisa, and there will never be another Da Vinci. And so, when he passed away, you only have what's left of what he left behind. And that's what brings your self-value. it's because of our mortality that makes us valuable. And just like the Da Vinci painting, I think that the things that we do in this life, the things that we choose to do, the good things that we do for ourselves and other people and the community will give us a sense of purpose and value. And that death isn't something that should be feared, but something that should motivate us to be better people, to work, to be a better person, to help others. And it's kind of a bittersweet thing. Yeah, it's kind of morbid, but also kind of beautiful thing at the same time. I think it's, like I said, I think it's natural to be scared, but I don't think it's healthy to live your life afraid of it, which is what I've been doing for the past 5+ years. I'm starting to get a grasp on it and do a lot better. Been doing a lot better than what I have been 5 years ago. And this journey I've been on has been amazing. And I know that the hardships that I'm going through right now even will pass, and they'll make me a stronger person. And I'll grow from it. I don't know if there's a afterlife when I pass away or not. What I do know is that I got this one life now that I'm living, and I don't want to waste it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to better myself and have an appreciation for the things that I have, like friends and family, and the idea that those things will one day pass is what makes it special and valuable, because nothing lasts forever. And that's why I feel that what we do on this planet is worth a lot more than what we think it is. And I think it doesn't matter who you are, rich or poor, famous or it doesn't matter who you are. I think we're all valuable in our own way, just because of that reason that we're not going to be here forever. And that gives us kind of a belonging and infinite value, because once we're gone, there will never, like I said, there'll be never be another you. So, like I said, it's real beautiful and real bittersweet at the same time. Gives you hope, but at the same time, it's something we're afraid of. It's kind of this weird paradox. But I guess I just kind of see a beauty in seeing the thing that you fear most become the thing that makes you become a better person, and in turn makes you live in the moment, more in the moment, and do things that are more meaningful, because you know that you only have a limited time on this planet, and it all this stuff that I went through, all this anxiety, panic attacks, and fear, I feel like I don't believe that things happen for a reason, in the sense that there's something controlling the universe that's like a puppet master, so to speak. But I do think that you could take things that has been causing suffering, and you could learn from them, and those things make your life more beautiful. Obviously, I think it'll be better just not to have suffering at all, obviously, but there's a certain amount of beauty in going through all that anxiety and death anxiety, and it made me forced me to see things differently, and made me appreciate life more. And And in a weird way, I feel like maybe I wouldn't have ever thought that way if I hadn't gone through all those things that I went through. It's kind of poetic in a way, I suppose. It's the hard times and that really builds us as people. The fears, the struggles, the failures. I think those are the things that makes us more emotionally and even intellectually more mature. It's an unfortunate thing. I wish it didn't happen to people, but I feel like in a way, if you look at it from the right perspective, you can grow from it. And it's just something that I've been learning to do. Therapy has helped quite a bit on my outlook as well. And I'm just more appreciative towards life and living. And I'm not focusing as much on death anymore as I used to. I still get intrusive thoughts from anxiety, but they don't stick around like they used to. I still get symptoms here and there. Sometimes even get to the brink of a panic attack like I did a few days ago. But I no longer feel this sense of doom. I see death differently than what I used to. I see it more as a reason to keep going and be the best that I could be